chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Three great men of faith: Paul, Peter, and James. They all suffered in this life. All three were martyrs. You see, traditional teaching tells us that Paul was beheaded. Peter was crucified upside down. And the historian Josephus says James was stoned. Eusebius says he was thrown down from the temple. All three martyred for their faith in Jesus Christ. Now James says, count it all joy. Count it all joy. Can we be honest with each other this evening? Can we be honest? What an odd thing at first glance, at least to me, to say about pain and suffering: allow more trials in my life so that I can be joyful. Count it all joy. That's not what's being said here at all, but it almost makes you think that, doesn't it? I mean, I didn't get up this morning saying, Lord, that last trial that I went through, I'm so thankful for that because it was a lot of fun. No, that's not the point at all. Trials are not fun. They're painful, aren't they? We suffer through trials. And so we don't say that. We as humans see things just a little differently than God does, obviously. You know, some days I sing every day with Jesus is greater than the day before. And some days, I'll be honest with you, I feel like singing, I'm a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through this world of woe. You've had days like that. I suspect you have. Every day is not a joyful day for me, I suspect for you. But according to these three men, in one sense it should be. Because we have a God who loves us, and we have a God who takes even the terrible things in this life and turns them to good things, turns them to joyful things. We've all asked at one time or another, why do bad things happen to good people? Have you ever asked that?
Glory.
Don't we say that? Maybe a better question is, why do good things happen to bad people? You ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about that? The answer to both questions is because we live in a fallen world. You see, there's a common grace that's given to all men and women. There's some good things that happen to bad people. It's a common grace that God gives to all. But there's a special grace, a saving grace that's given to the elect. That's you and me, as we place our trust in Jesus Christ. It's the already and the not yet. Already we've seen some of the glory of God. Already in nature we have seen the beauty of his creation. We have seen the power of his creative power. We've seen wonderful things, but we have not yet seen the full glory of God. Someday we will. It's the already, but the not yet. And so not having seen the full picture, sometimes we get confused. Sometimes we just can't imagine why things happen as they do. Jesus reminds us in John's Gospel, chapter 16, verse 33, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." Things happen in our lives, good and bad things. I heard a pastor say one time that we're all at one stage or another, one of three stages. Either we're coming out of some kind of a trial, or we're in between trials, or we're entering into another trial. Now that sounds kind of negative in a way, but isn't it true? I mean, we don't know what tomorrow brings, but we know we have a Savior who knows what tomorrow brings. And we know we can trust him to walk us through whatever it is. I'll tell you a little bit about my story. If you've heard my testimony before, you can doze off for a minute if you want to, and the person next to you can nudge you when it's time to wake up.